No.
There was some truth to that. People hate on me because
you created
girl
that
was
narrative.
on me.
You created that
You
narrative.
created that narrative. And you can't say
And it's
that
a very
your
light-skinned
girl,
narrative,
you
too.
can't say that your girl was on me because I was driving her around and praying for her. That's lame as Oh yeah. That's whack.
And now you are corny.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
You are-
Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex. The podcast with men that have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to Melody, the podcast with men that have a safe space. Welcome to Melody. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex.
My mom's dad, my papa, and he used to wear snapbacks all the time too.
for real.
And I didn't know that. He used to love hats. Used to love hats. Did not know.
Let's get it.
You ready? Hey, what's going on, man? It's your boy Melly Mel, aka Melly Badass, aka Meek Mel, aka your favorite truth teller, aka if you don't want to know,
Don't ask me.
It's your boy T. Roy. If you think I'm corny, it's probably because your girl on me. I'm your neighborhood hope dealer. If you need some hope, I got some you can borrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow.
What it do though? It's your boy Dr. Life Coach Lace, aka NBA old boy, aka I'm him, aka the Menace, no relation to Dennis. Troy,
That's
you gotta
Menace.
stop that.
Hey,
What?
I like the
Legit.
light. I
You gotta stop
appreciate
that.
the light skin rhetoric from
What?
Troy.
You
bro.
know what I'm saying?
What?
If you think I'm corny, it's probably because your girl. Oh, man. Man, if you don't take that mess out of here.
Well, let me give you the background. So apparently, I have a cousin, and she stumbled across a person that knows me from my past, and the cousin said that, oh, I know your friend. I was like, oh, who are they? I can't tell you who they are. Why? Because they think you corny. And I was like, oh, why? And she said, she said what she said, and I was like, I don't think any of that sticks, to be quite honest. If anything, they could say I was corny because I was very legalistic, very pharisaic back in the day. But I think it's also too because everybody was on me. Like literally.
That's what you landed on after.
That's what you took from that.
That's what I'm going to
Well,
take.
okay.
Because
you started it, so you know where it's about to go.
Evidence. Subjective evidence.
Because you gotta be mindful. Like this is at a time where I'm riding around campus. At the time, not now, but at the time, the 300 was something nice. You know what I'm saying? And I'm riding around campus in the 300. You know what I'm saying? Dropping friends off who sometimes was female. You know what I'm saying? Now I wasn't like as my testimony still stands and it's still true. I wasn't knocking nobody down. These are strictly sisters that I love in Christ. Okay. But if you see me,
Troy swear he a gateway drug, yo. Like for real. He be speaking on stuff like, I just want to let you know. Gateway drug. Like he gonna cause somebody to stumble.
And I think it's because the way I carry myself, I was very jovial. You know what I'm saying? And people love being gravitating to me.
Okay.
And because of that, I think it's a lot of people from the outside that didn't like that. Also, too, because and this is one thing I would definitely admit to. I was very pharisaic, very legalistic at the time, and it was just like I can understand why people didn't appreciate that. But I think all of it together made it what it is.
So I have a couple questions.
Why both of y'all sucking air?
I definitely got a couple.
I got a couple questions.
I definitely got a couple.
When were you at JMU?
So a little bit of my senior year, so maybe like 2005 to 2010.
Okay.
When people go back and listen to
So
this,
you mean to tell me this person has
No. Oh,
Troy
well,
is old.
I've been no.
They gonna be like, yeah.
So you mean to tell me this person, year of our Lord 2024,
2024,
saying that you corny from events that occurred 14, 15, 16, 17 years ago?
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about at this point?
it was a topic of conversation that came up for me.
No, I'm saying as far as
Laces,
them feeling as though they need to disclose
to talk
this.
about it right now,
For one, to even say this to your cousin,
and then not
lame
say
as
who the
hell
people
anyway.
were.
Big.
And for your cousin to even report back,
And then
lame
to not
as hell
say,
anyway.
And then to
Sorry,
not say who
cuz,
it is.
but I'm just saying, like, why are we even? And this is the problem that I have with people. Okay, if they don't like you, cool, whatever. You was corny, whatever. There may be some truth to that. I don't know. But my problem would be with your cousin. I ain't gonna hold you. Don't bring this information on my doorstep.
True.
Regardless of how the conversation went. And I don't know Cuzzo from a can of paint. Bruh, don't be entertaining me with this foolishness.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I pressed into it.
Of course you
try-
did.
'cause
I mean, that's the
I was like, why-
thing to do. Of course you did.
I wouldn't be Troy if I didn't
Right,
press.
of course you
You
did.
feel me?
But okay. All
Okay.
right. Go ahead, man.
Now that
That's
Lace's line of question is over with, and I definitely agree with that line of
Absolutely.
questioning. I'm trying to get to the root now. What was the stuff that they shared that made you corny? What did they say that you were doing
that
prompted them to call you corny?
Once again, it was not fully given to me in detail. That information wasn't. It was just said that that's what it is, and so I'm trying to go back and see what would things.
So you're putting a scenario together as to why they may have thought you.
Yeah.
So they didn't say why you was corny.
Yeah.
So then now I'm on Lace's side about your cuz.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you bringing this?
Why are you talking to me
doorstep?
about this? Why are you telling me about this? And then why are you not telling me the information? That
Right.
too would bother me
But it
too.
also goes back, there was no information to be had. That was just an individual in conversation. Oh, I know Troy, he was at JMU or whatever at
And
the
he was
time,
corny.
and he was corny. Okay. I mean, like, not that this was 25 years ago. Why are we even talking about this?
It was
Correct.
nearly 20.
That's what I'm
20 years
saying.
ago.
I know
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
People gonna go back and be like, yeah,
Crazy.
I'm dumb old, bro. I ain't even gonna hold
we old.
Yeah,
But
we
what kind of, again, and why is this person even harboring those feelings
At
this
this day
long?
and
Like, I
age,
mean,
to
like,
still talk about it
bruh.
or to bring it up. How did they get on the conversation?
Right. How did you even?
Every time you tell a story, there's more layers I gotta know.
It was revealed to me that my cousin knows this person is still anonymous. I don't even know who this person is.
Man, all right, yo, next subject, man. This the problem with Troy, yo. This is the problem with Troy. He be giving.
So that's where the tagline came from. The
What?
conversation with Cuz about him being corny is what prompted the tagline about if you think I'm corny, it's probably because your girl was on
me.
So you didn't just come up with that. Remember when I asked you how long it took you to draw that up?
I did freestyle that though.
But what I'm saying is,
I know what you're saying. This is
Troy
a fruitless
basing
conversation,
this on
and he created a narrative that he does. Exactly. A fruitless conversation.
Do
that
we
Troy
not
did.
create narratives to things in life in
No,
order to
only
satisfy?
you do.
I don't do that.
We as people, we create. Melvin, yes, you do.
What?
You do create. You are the narrative king. Because when you can't understand or you're trying to figure out what somebody's going to do or how they're doing stuff, you're like, oh, he probably doing it because XYZ, blah, 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 blah. It's like, bro, sometimes I had to stop you and like, hey, Mel, let me explain it to you, the reason why this is the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you do create narratives.
So remember when you used to tell me that others take longer to process
Sure.
than I do?
Yeah.
Well, my process has processed that what the hell you're saying is not the truth. So I'm telling you that this is what you're saying, but because you haven't gone through the whole process of processing what you need to process,
Yeah.
my advanced processing machine has already got to the end
You
of
got
this
the
discussion.
M2 chip.
Yeah, and I see where you that's why I be saying that. Because and then people also do not tell the truth when they have conversations.
Sure.
They speak in layers.
Sure.
They'll really they'll cover what they really want to say with these 2 or 3 things first.
Sure.
They'll present these, and then by the time you get down here, you're like, oh, that's the real issue.
But whether
That's the real concern, all the way down here. So this was fluff.
But whether it's true or not, a narrative is still made.
It's not. I'm not making it. You're giving it to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Creating a narrative is.
Right.
Let me put it this way: creating a narrative and narrating
two different
a
things.
story,
Ooh,
2 different things.
That's
fire.
good.
I
That's
narrate.
good.
I
good.
narrate. I
That's
don't
good.
create a narrative.
Whereas you, T-Dot,
creating
you
a
over
narrative.
here developing a whole Lifetime movie off of an assumption. Like,
Yeah, I don't create narratives. I will narrate for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not creating a narrative. I'm not gonna make up a narrative. I only communicate back what I see and what I hear.
Cause your girl was on man.
And honestly, because of what you be talking about, me, Troy, about having vision and wisdom and objective views and stuff like that, and being able to compartmentalize. Sometimes I can listen to a story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even need to be in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And based on what you're telling me, I can tell you what happened.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't need to be in that
Yeah.
room to
Yeah.
know how this story ends and to
Mhm.
know who did what and why and how it played out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can just do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm narrating, but I'm not creating the narrative in any sense of the word.
I will say you can get it. You can hit the nail on the head a good bit of times, but sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, bro, slow down real
Okay,
quick. Let me tell you."
And let me tell you, and I'll double down on that one. Usually, when I'm off the mark, it's because people are not giving the whole gist of the story either.
Hence, if we would have known that this was an anonymous report, we wouldn't have even
exactly.
had no conversation
And
about
If
it.
we
That
didn't have no
frustrates me. That
if we
actually
ain't had no
frustrates me,
conversation
though.
about it, we ain't had no content to talk about.
No, I'm
right
just
now.
I
saying
know.
though. But again, you have a way of not necessarily telling a half truth, but it is a half.
And that's why we got to keep digging and asking
Right,
questions. Because you be
asking
like, y'all
questions.
always got questions when I tell a story. Because you leave so much unsaid
Right.
that I have to ask questions. Because now I have to bring context to this story.
Because again, I wouldn't have had no beef with Cuz though if you would have said, "Oh, an anonymous report that she said, so whoever said that I was corny." Okay.
Okay.
I just want to say real quick. I wanna thank y'all for coming to be a part of Troy Burnett Consulting. Because I'm glad.
Because we know you crazy.
No.
as hell?
I'm glad that y'all are getting to the point of trying to dig deeper, because sometimes
No.
you guys
I'm not
don't like
accepting
to
that.
dig deeper.
I'm not accepting that.
So thank you.
Oh,
So thank you for accepting.
I'm not
I
accepting
thank you for
that.
accepting my teaching. That is important. To
But you
dig
got us
down
digging
deeper
on a
into-
false pretense. That's not digging deeper.
That
It's
is
a
digging
false
deep.
pretense.
But it's true though.
No.
There was some truth to that. People hate on me because
You created
girl
that
was on
narrative.
me.
You created that
You
narrative.
created that narrative. And you can't say
And it's
that
a very
your
light-skinned
girl,
narrative,
you
too.
can't say that your girl was on me because I was driving her around and praying for her. That's lame as Oh yeah. That's whack.
And now you are corny.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Yeah, you wasting petrol, you ain't getting no buzz, and you just dropping motherfuckers off from A to B.
Let's having prayer meeting.
money and gold.
Now you is corny.
Money was silver
So,
and gold.
matter of fact, maybe the report was right. Maybe the report was right.
T-Dot, you're not corny, but I did enjoy your Tiny Desk concert that you just had not too long ago.
Hey, man.
That blessed me for real.
By all means,
You
try to
see
switch it
T-Dot?
up. Right, try to switch it up
Oh,
every
yeah,
once in a while.
PRC. You feel me?
I got
Yeah.
a couple others too that I'm gonna introduce in
Come
the
on
later
now.
episodes.
Hey.
Yeah.
So that was the whole gist of the story.
That's the whole gist of the story.
Okay, Troy. What I'm saying is, because I know sometimes you feel not attacked, but you be feeling like whenever you tell a story, we always got to get deep. You be like, how come every time I tell a story, we got to get deeper and dig into Troy? And it's not because we have to. It's because of the way that you present the story. It's like I have to ask more questions because I hear what you're saying, but I don't hear what you're saying at the same time. So I gotta ask questions. It's not so much that we just singling you out and we gotta dig deeper into your, you know what I'm saying, stories or whatever it is.
Well,
That's
no,
just how it works.
If that's the case, then I hope that's not the case, because I invite the questions that pull out more, you know what I'm saying, to the whole story. Pause. I invite that as much as I would hope other people would invite me to do the same for them, because I really feel as though when it comes to conversation, we deal with the parts that we want to deal with, but not all of it.
For sure.
And so it's people from the outside to help us like, all right, I see where you are here. Now let's look at these other scenarios too, because they're just as true as this is right here. And so to give us a full perspective. So yeah, if I've learned one thing from this podcast is that I should never tell y'all a story. I should never, hold on, listen. I should never tell y'all a story, because every story I tell gets put back on me somehow, some way. But why do I continue to tell a story? Because I enjoy the friendly banter of going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy the different perspective that I've never. Y'all have perspectives that I've never encountered before ever. And so it's good to. It helps me grow because it's like, all right, I've come from this one area where I've learned how to do certain things in certain ways. All right, now let me learn some other ways and how to do certain things in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I shared a couple weeks ago, and it's just of learning to become all things to all people. You know what I'm saying?
But do you think that you're saying you strive to learn to be all things to all people, or it's just
Yeah.
I don't want to be all things to all people.
Yeah.
Because I know y'all are good at that. Both of y'all are actually good at that.
I don't think I'm
you
good
are,
at that.
No, you are great.
How?
You don't think that you are.
Because I don't aspire to be that.
You may not aspire to be it, but you're definitely, and I say this word in relation to you all the time. You're a chameleon for sure. When you go into a room, it's not that you're changing yourself or your personality, but you can quickly adapt to the environment that you're in and become what you need to be in that space and do it comfortably. Whereas a lot of people, they can't do it at all, or they can't get to it as quickly as you can. So both of you are actually very good about becoming all things to all people. Whereas me, I walk into a room and I'm just like, I'm the people that you're gonna get. So if that works for you, cool. If it don't work for you, cool. And I have not tapped into that skill of trying to become all things to all people, but it's probably because I have no interest in trying to be all things to all people.
There's not one friend. This is something I've came to a conclusion this past week. There's not one friend of mine that has all the same interests as I do.
Right.
Every friend has a different interest. There's a group of friends that love anime. Cool. There's a group of friends that love jokes. All right, cool. There's a group of friends who like talking about sports. All right, bet. You know what I'm saying? And there's a group of friends that love video games. So I pick up a lot of things from different friend groups, and it allows me to be really interactive with, anyone I come in contact with.
You do that though. Like.
My job is to interact with people. It's customer service. You know what I'm saying? In a certain sense. And so if I can't make a contact point with you, then everything's going to be surface. And some things do need to be surface. Some things just need to stay on the surface and not go any further. I understand that. But if you are trying to, for me and my concept, if you're trying to make an impact on the individual, you got to meet them where they are.
Right. I think that it's a lot easier for both of you. I also think it has a lot to do with y'all's profession though as well, because both of you are in the equity and inclusion, diversity type space, and it's kind of hard to take on a lot of the principles that you hold about like being an ally and advocating and stuff like that for people if you can't, as Troy said, meet them where they are. So to some degree, you have to become all things to all people so that you can
have a level of understanding.
Have a level of understanding, be an ally, advocate, do all those things. So I think it has a lot to do with that as well. But both of you are really good about that. Really good about that. Didn't mean to be there, Troy. But, bruh, like...
Cuzzo, I apologize. It wasn't your fault. I went in. I do want to apologize to Cuzzo that it wasn't your fault.
My only issue with Cuz, not would have necessarily been that they were sharing it with me. I always get irritated when people tell me information and they won't tell me where the information came from. In any situation.
I agree.
I don't want to hear about you trying to protect privacy or I don't want to hear none of that. If you cannot tell me where this source came from or who said it, don't tell it to me at all.
Right.
Or I'm going to have my issue is no longer with whoever said it. Now my issue is with you. True. And I'm not saying I would have an issue with your cuz. I'm just saying those things piss me off.
Or if somebody's like, well, it shouldn't matter where it came from. Is it true?
It matter.
It does matter. Because that's subjective evidence.
Exactly.
Until I know who, because again, you don't know the lens of bias in which it was told.
Sure.
If it is accurate, if it is, the posture behind even telling you, or the premise behind even telling you, etc. So it does matter.
It does matter.
It does matter.
I think those elements that you all mentioned are important, and I will add another element is, so these things are being said. What are you saying back?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
That was gonna be my other beat, but I didn't want to throw your cuz under the bus.
No. What? And actually, I need to press on that.
Right.
I need to press on that and say, okay, so they said this. What are your responses?
Yeah. Oh, no,
now,
yeah.
Now, I'm gonna let you know right now. All my cousins think I'm corny because I bring y'all into my family. I have a I'm the favorite cousin campaign going on in my on my father's side of the family, and every time I say that, they're like, "Troy, stop it, you're corny," and I already know that that's how they feel, but you can feel that way about me. But if somebody else say it, you bet not agree to it.
Right. Yeah.
But they shouldn't be. None of the people that I hang around now, with anyone that would think that I was corny, would be comfortable enough to tell one of them that they thought I was corny. Am I making sense?
Say that one more time.
Nobody that I hang out with right now,
Mm-hmm.
if there was someone who thought I was corny, would feel comfortable enough walking up to anybody that I kick it with right now to tell them they think I'm corny.
Yeah.
That would never happen right now with the type of people I hang around. So that's always my other argument too. Why does this person feel comfortable being able to tell you what they think negatively about me in any sense of the word, for then you to then come back and tell me? Because if you coming back to tell me, unless there is a second part to that story that says, and then this happened afterwards, I know that they just said whatever they had to say. You didn't say nothing, and then you brought it back to me.
Right.
And now I got an issue with you. Because
if
if they did, I would expect that the follow-up to that would be, and we got into it, or and I said this, or and this happened.
And I set the record
blah, blah,
straight
blah.
because,
And if that does not happen, I'm immediately assuming, and I'm going to probably be right, that you did not say nothing at all.
Right.
And you just let them say whatever, and now you're bringing it back to me that such and such said X, Y, and Z. So now I am tight with you because I'm like, well, what did you say? Did you defend me? Did you tell them niggas I'm not corny?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is, which would have left you not to make a narrative about girl being on you, because you would have known why they thought you was corny or what you would have been doing or whatever.
Yeah, no,
so
I
agree.
Agreed.
I'm like, no shade on cuz.
We gotta talk, but I apologize.
You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me. Now that we on it, because I'm not pissed off, but you done got me started, ladies.
Right. What I do?
I don't want to hear nothing from 20 years ago.
I don't want nothing.
Don't tell me nothing from 20 years ago. I don't care what you thought about me yesterday, let alone 20 years ago. If it's over a decade, I don't want to hear nothing about
nothing at all.
What I may have done, how you may have felt about me, don't tell me. I don't want to hear nothing.
Nothing.
Don't say nothing to me. That is dead. Why am I talking about that? We not in school no more. We not even in school.
Bruh.
Half my life has passed.
Half of it has passed. What I did a year ago is different than what I'm doing now.
Come on, bro.
So if your idea of me was from 20 years ago and you think that we are
you don't even
same,
know me.
You don't, and you didn't know me then. You may not have liked what I did, but you didn't know me.
That's good.
You didn't know me.
You didn't know me.
So yeah, I'm good on that. And if you
this
didn't
is
like
good talk.
If you didn't like it, you gotta be okay with
and
that.
Keep it
too.
to yourself.
Yeah.
Sit on that.
Carry that.
I don't care about that.
Carry that.
Come on now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think now. Like, if I have ever felt a way about somebody, time has passed. Y'all know me. I'm trying to forgive the people who shot at me. You feel me? So, if time passed by, ain't no need to harbor or hold them feelings no more.
And the relevance of it anyway, because obviously this person may have had an adjacent connection to you, but they clearly weren't in your mix like that if that's how they felt. So even from a distance, how do you even create this idea about somebody that you're not even in the mix with? And that's always been mind-boggling to me when I've heard things about how people feel about me. Well, they don't know me.
What did Jesus say to Peter? He said, Peter, who do people say that I am?
Right.
He said, some people say Elijah, some people say the prophets, some people say this. And Jesus said, but who do you say that I am?
That's the book. That's in the book.
You say you in my circle,
And that's the piece.
and that's the piece.
You in my circle. Who do you? If you ain't stepping up to the plate like, nah, Lace this, Troy ain't that,
Exactly.
Melvin ain't this, that, keep it pushing.
Now, if y'all said something like that, I might take some issue to it. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all in my circle.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But because things are outside of the circle, I just give you 2 bars.
2 what?
2 bars.
What do you mean 2 bars?
The
You think I'm
girl's
corny,
but you're
Because girls
Oh,
are
okay. I'm sorry. The hot 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hot two.
Sorry, T-Dot.
It's all good. So, Melvin, question for you. Word on the street is you ain't been operating in how the Lord's been trying to tell you to operate.
Ain't nobody say that. I didn't say all
You
that.
literally
I didn't
said
say
that.
I did not say all that. I didn't say that.
What did you say?
I didn't say that. I said in this instance.
In this instance.
Okay. I didn't add it to the holistic scope of my life. Okay.
Mhm.
So that was one time.
That was one time.
Okay.
So
there could be other times. But that one I know for sure.
Yes. So the instance, just to let everybody know, I just started my doctoral program, and I went to a couple classes, and I sent a text to the guys because they had been with me in the process. You know what I'm saying? Praying with me, encouraging me, and all that type of stuff. I sent the text message and said, "Hey guys, I went to class. I'm realizing I can actually do this stuff. I felt as if I couldn't, and this will be beyond me. Blah 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 blah. Troy self-spiraling. Add in what do you want to add? Fill in the blank." And then Melvin replies with I want to say a 20-minute voice note.
Man, it was like
6 minutes.
It was like 3 minutes. You can't even record a 6-minute voice note.
It was like 6, 7 minutes.
It was like 3 minutes.
He's talking about, Troy, I've been disobedient. And so I'll let you take it from there.
I was disobedient. I don't like how you did that.
What?
I don't like how you did that.
What did I do?
You see what I'm saying? This is another example of you telling the story
He
that's going to have
creates
exactly.
What did
But
I?
he's not
narrating the story.
Okay.
What did I do?
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What parts did I miss?
This what I'm talking about.
What parts did I miss?
It's how you. So now we get to disobedient. Now you want to pass it off to me. Before that, you was.
Well, you carry shame.
You was
well.
fine.
So speak to your shame. You carry shame well.
Carry shame well.
Essentially, what happened was, and I'll tell you the reason why I said I was disobedient was because I have been recently just trying to be more intentional about not just checking up on the guys and seeing how they doing, but also praying for them as well. Because I know even when I check on y'all, and I say y'all, the y'alls know who they are. I know y'all not telling me everything. Like, I know y'all not telling me everything that you're dealing with, struggling with, handling, or whatever. And I don't expect you. You don't have to tell me everything. So instead of just relying only on the checkup, I'm like, well, I'm going to also add this to my prayer list. So I've been adding people to the prayer list, whatever. And in my prayer, the Lord gave me specific instruction and a word for Troy to share. And I did not share it. I kept it to myself because at the time, I projected that he might not receive what I had to say well. I thought it was going to be something that would mentally hinder him or, piss him off, whatever. So I didn't share it. I wasn't going to share it.
Does that sound like projection?
I said I was projecting.
Okay, I just wanted.
God, dog.
I just want to make sure on the record, projection.
I did say I was projecting on you, but people tend to do that sometimes when they think that they know you.
Projecting on you is a crazy statement. That's
we can't even have a
Lace.
serious
I'm
moment.
just saying that's a crazy statement.
I was projecting my thoughts.
I might have to use that. I'm just trying to project on you.
Look, I was projecting my thoughts because when you and we all have a habit of this, when you think you know somebody, you automatically assume how you think they're going to respond. And that's what I did in your case. So I didn't say nothing. So the only reason I shared it, though, was because you came out and said what you had been dealing with.
Yeah.
So because you had said it, that to me was like, okay, Troy may be in a space where I can share this with him. Like, he saw my brain working, trying not to say it. He saw me actively trying not to say
it. Yo, it was all.
So that's the only reason I shared it, and that's why I said I was disobedient, because he had been told me to say it, and I didn't say it, and the only reason I said it was because you brought it up first.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hadn't have brought it up, I would not have said it.
And what was it?
It was basically just
if the Lord allows you to say it to everybody.
I just want if you want me to say it.
By all means.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was encouraging. I thought it was like I was thoroughly encouraged.
Okay. Well, basically, let me take it back. Another layer of why I did not share it. Recently.
Go ahead.
Another reason why I hadn't shared it is because I felt like recently, we just been getting more into like not like argumentative back and forth, but we've been going back and forth about a lot, just like differing opinions about like whether it's it's just in general, like whether it's the pod or anything like that. I just feel like in general recently we just been going tennis match with each other. Not that we pissed off or nothing like that. So at the time, what he was telling me to say to me felt like it would have seemed more carnal than spiritual, because the word was because when he first said it, it wasn't like explained how I explained it to you. It was just like real quick. It was like, tell Troy to get over himself. Tell Troy to get over himself. And when you hear get over yourself, the first thing you think of is somebody's being extremely arrogant and pompous and they need to get over themselves, like, you know, get out of your way or whatever. So when he first said that, I was like, no, I don't think I want to. I was like, I don't think I want to say that to Troy, you know, right now or whatever. Just because of, you know, where we were and how we were dealing with things. Because I feel like it could have seemed more like Mel trying to use God to say something. Yeah, you know, out the way. That's
really what he feels.
Yeah. Like, so then I was like, no, I ain't gonna say nothing. But basically, he was just saying, tell Troy to get over himself, in the sense of not esteeming yourself too highly, but from the sense of not believing in yourself at all. Whereas he was telling me from a place of Troy is not believing in himself. Troy doesn't have faith in himself. Troy is not confident in his abilities and where he's walking and where I'm trying to take him, etc. Which is what came after the fact. But I still didn't say nothing. I still didn't say nothing. So he wanted me to share that as like encouragement. Basically, he's saying, get out of your way. Get out of your own way is basically what he was trying to say.
Sure.
Get out of your own way. And there were like little things that you were doing confirming it too. Like even with like a recent reel we had. That was a 2.6. The 2.6 million
2.6
reel we had. Troy has sent it to me, which he does a lot of time. He'll send it beforehand. He like, what you think about this? You think it's good or whatever? And he was talking negatively about the reel the whole time. He was just like, I don't think it's good. I don't like the angles. I don't think this might not be it. And I was like, looks good to me. Let's use it. Like, looks good to me. Let's use it. But the whole time he was just like, I'm not sure. I don't think this is going to be whatever. And we used it. 3 million views. You know what I'm saying? Later, it's like, you know, you wasn't believing in yourself. You second guess yourself. And he did it with something else. I didn't say nothing. And then when he finally was just like, look, I've been second guessing myself. I've been dealing. That's when I was like, all right, look, Lord told me to tell you a few days ago. I didn't say it. But the reason why I said I was disobedient is because he did tell me to say it and I didn't. And that's why I was like, all right, I probably should have just said this by now. So I wasn't going to bring it up unless you did.
Yeah. I'm glad you did. And thank you for bringing that part up. I'm going to tell you reason about that reel. The reason why I was like, I don't like it, because I was, in my mind, I'm projecting on him now.
Y'all some projecting. Y'all just projecting everywhere. For real.
My projection was, Mel's not going to like this, because this isn't Mel's standard of what he likes. So
he likes a certain type of projection.
Shut up, Lace.
I'm just asking.
We're going to do this the whole episode. That's the title of this episode. I'm projecting on you.
I mean, I'm just asking.
And so it was like, he's not going to like it. It's at bad angles. It's kind of grainy a little bit because I had to zoom in on the wide. And so I was like, it ain't.
Why you
You were trying to hold it. I saw you trying to hold it, but you couldn't. Lace broke character, bro. He was trying to hold it. Go ahead.
But anyway, I was like, And so I was like, if he's not gonna like it, then there's no need for me to put it together. Because there have been times where I created like we create reels. I've come to understand now. We create reels. Say for instance, there's 7. We need to pick the best few. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure if that episode really had a lot of good real moments in it. But I was like, if I don't even know if this will hit, as far as like visually. So I was like, this is probably be one of the ones that's gonna get rejected this week, and whatever. And so that's the reason why I came. I was like, I don't like it because I was more so answering for you because you ain't gonna like it. Lace cool with everything.
Yeah, Lace don't care about nothing.
Yeah. Lace cool.
Lace
Actually, we be the one telling Lace, hey, we just hit 2.6. Oh, for real? Which one?
Up. That's what it is.
Which one was it? The one we just sent to us all to look at.
Correct.
At the same time. So that's the reason why. And so
I just want to say I don't appreciate that level of shade that you just tried to project on me. I don't consent to your projection. Okay? I don't consent to your projection.
But
what do you care about? What do you care about?
Obviously, I care. I didn't know. At the time of this conversation, you didn't post what reel, so I didn't know if it was something that was on like TikTok or Instagram. So that's what I meant by which one or whatever or what platform it was on. So that was me asking.
I got you
for clarification.
I got you.
Lace don't care about nothing.
Well, I think part of him not caring, and we can get back on this, but I think part of the reason why Lace doesn't care is because he's like other people are taking care of it. That's what true delegation is. Other people got it in control.
Well,
I don't need to worry about it.
This is that's what I'm saying. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's not a delegation. It's the fact that y'all this what y'all do. And like Mel said, if I don't have no content or context to add,
I'm not.
Ain't no need of me saying nothing.
Right.
So
I'm not in it.
Right, but to get back to it though, I appreciate sharing, and I'm glad that you shared that because I think a lot of people struggle with that. People who are like me, who overthink things, you know what I'm saying, and specifically think less of themselves, in that whole situation. So, some of us just have to really just get over ourselves, and so just to give y'all an update, so one of the classes that I was most concerned about, I did my first presentation in that class. I already got my first A.
My boy won a star
already.
That's what's up.
So I really do have to get over myself. But I think one of my concerns and fears for me is that I get over myself and I think too highly of myself, and to the point of where can't anyone tell me anything, because there have been times in myself that people couldn't tell me nothing, and I'm afraid of that Troy, because that Troy almost got himself killed a couple times. It like literally killed. And so I think it's a overcorrection. It's an overcorrection for what I've previously seen. And it's while it is an attempt, it's still not healthy in itself. I have to find the middle of being able to rightfully assess who Troy is, what Troy's capable of doing, believing that I have a gift that is given to me. I have a blessing that is upon my life. And that I need to be humble in that situation. So it's somewhere in between.
Man.
Can I just say real quick, and you might benefit from this as well, but to your point, there are a lot of other people like that also. In a lot of ways, self-awareness is the golden ticket to life.
Mm-hmm.
And if more people spent more time becoming self-aware, a lot of stuff about your life would change, and in a lot of ways, it would just get easier. Because when you become self-aware and you're aware of what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, all of those things, it makes navigating the world so much easier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It actually takes some things off of your plate because you can already go into it knowing I may be deficient in this area or I may be strong in this area. So if I know I'm strong, there's sometimes could be less preparation that I need to do or less adjustment that I need to make. But if I'm weak, then I know, all right, maybe I need to do X, Y, and Z first before I get there. Or when I get there, this is what I need to do to, help myself out. So I think a lot of the imposter syndrome type stuff or think less of myself, not believing, is because you're not fully aware of what your strengths and weaknesses are. What do I really bring to the table? What do I really have to offer to society and others? And because you haven't taken inventory, it creates anxiety, it creates anxiousness, it creates fear, and all these other things. So I really encourage people to practice becoming self-aware, because it doesn't happen overnight, but it requires you to take real inventory and sit with yourself and really figure it out. And I think the real reason that a lot of people haven't figured it out is because in large scale, people really love windows, but they hate mirrors.
Ooh.
As long as I can look out my window and look and see what you got going on, look at what you got going on, and be able to give narration to
Mel
what
in
I
my
see
bag
and
now,
whatever.
I used to say
You know what I'm
that
saying?
all the time.
As long as I have the ability to look outwardly at what everyone else is doing,
You ain't
I'm
gotta look
perfectly fine.
inwardly.
As soon as you put that mirror in my face and now my eyes are looking left to right, or I'm looking at the ground, I don't want to, see myself. If you spent that time in the mirror for just a short period of time, the rest of that stuff is cake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It wouldn't be the comparison. It wouldn't be the level of jealousy. It wouldn't be I want to achieve this because I see such and such do it. It's because you have that understanding and awareness. And essentially, you're talking about self-awareness to a bigger scale. That's operating from a lens of emotional intelligence, because that's one of the tenets of being emotionally intelligent, the self-awareness piece. And as Melvin stated, you got to have that so you can operate within this ecosystem appropriately and not take on some of the isms that you can truly avoid, because as you mentioned, window in the mirror. It's so much easier to look through the window and place judgment and to say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, yada, yada, yada. But if you're aware and have that reflection in the mirror, now you're holding yourself accountable. All the other stuff is irrelevant.
And I really appreciate that analogy, because I don't have a problem of looking in the mirror. I have a problem of just focusing on the deficiencies while I'm looking in the mirror. So I got a pimple right here on my face. I can't see the whole face because I'm looking at that pimple. And that pimple is who I am as a person. First of all, the pimple's small. You know what I'm saying? And pimples over a course of time can heal themselves. You know what I'm saying? And you got these other great attributes about you. You know what I'm saying? You got these nice, kind-looking eyes, Troy. You got these great eyebrows, and it's,
esteem yourself, Troy. Go
this
ahead.
great beard. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where I wrestle with, is seeing the complete picture. The phrase that you said is real inventory. Real inventory, because you can say that you've checked the inventory of whatever is supporting the thing but have you looked at everything? And that's that's for me. So for specifically when I was saying I felt I didn't feel like I was up to task for this program, was because back when I was doing my first master's degree, notice I said first, when I was doing my first master's degree, I struggled towards the end of it, and I was afraid of that matter. But that is real. That's inventory, but it's not complete. It's not real inventory. Complete inventory or real inventory would have been saying, Troy, but that was in your first master's. What you do in your second master's?
See, but you also looking at inventory from a loss prevention standpoint.
Yeah.
If we take
like a Walmart employee,
right? Yeah, you looking at it from a loss prevention standpoint, not the full scope and scale, and that's where I struggle with understanding people who think like that. Not knocking you, but I struggle with that understanding. If you know that you accomplished it, why are we even focused on an area that it's not that it's irrelevant, but you obviously learned something from it because you have accomplished a goal. Now you're setting out to take on something new that, for one, like I told you, this is a completely different experience. So what you about to go through now ain't got nothing to do with any other. So that level of inventory, as you mentioned, has to be a complete inventory, looking at everything from a loss prevention lens, not just a snippet.
And it's really a part of focusing on the shadows versus the real object in itself. How you shine a light on that object that you're looking at, that shadow can be bigger than what the actual real object is, or it could be smaller. And so for me, that's where I wrestle with, how am I looking at this object that I'm currently facing with? Now, for those people, let me a news break real quick. For those people who are watching this is what a real insecurity is. Okay, I'm talking about something that I wrestle with, and these are what real insecurities are. For saying that I'm insecure because I wouldn't go in my man's house because his wife is there and he ain't there, that's not called insecure.
They weren't saying you was insecure. They were saying the other man was insecure.
What man?
They were saying your homeboy is insecure.
The one that's sitting in the car?
But that's still not
it don't make sense. But I was responding to comment, but when they were saying insecure, they were placing the insecurity on
the individual who's not at the house.
Right, the individual who's not at the house, saying that he's insecure if you can't go in there while he's not there. Because everyone's looking at it from, not everyone, idiots, we're looking at it from the lens of, well, I mean, I should be able to trust my boy around my girl, blah, 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 which wasn't the context of the clip. The context of the clip was about respecting and honoring the friendship by saying, because my man is not here, I'm not going to go into the house until he gets here out of respect for him and his marriage and his relationship. That's not real ears heard it, and the real ears spoke up, and the ones who are stuck on insecurity and all the other stuff where you can't convince them of nothing. So.
Yeah, and I feel sorry. I'm sorry to say this, but I feel sorry for y'all who think that was insecurity.
Why he do that light skin squint when
I feel sorry.
He reached out with his eye.
I don't know.
I feel sorry that understanding what respect is and understanding, you know what I'm saying, making sure that healthy boundaries are put into place I really feel sorry for you all that you don't know what healthy boundaries are. But once again, I digress. So
that was that mini ad. Like, where are you taking us with that?
It's a real insecurity of mine. You know what I'm saying? Of this whole situation, like about myself, about
okay.
What
that's what you was tying. Okay, you were trying to tie it to that.
So how do you find balance in that? How do you find balance in that? The insecurity and value in yourself, but also the insecurity of I don't want to fly too close to the sun because can't nobody tell me nothing. Where like because for me that's one spectrum
all the way to
a whole nother extreme.
I think the answer is you need a Melvin and a Lace in your life. I think you need a person who you need people who are willing to give you real data and to affirm that data in your life. I think you need those type of individuals who don't have a problem being no men. You know what I'm saying? You have to get the yes men out of your life. You know what I'm saying?
That is a fact.
That is big facts. And so I think you need to have people who are and have those people and be vulnerable to tell those people what you're dealing with. So that then they can't, because you wouldn't know to speak to that unless I bring it up. The Lord did tell you, but you was like, I don't know if it really fits. Then the situation came up.
Which is crazy for me to question if it fits, if he telling me to do it. But it was just, hey, after I said it though, Lace.
We are having.
After I said it though, I did was like, hey, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. I can't get this. It was wild for me to second guess.
Yes.
The word and if it was gonna apply
yeah
to Troy's situation
there you go.
Because of who it came from.
Yeah.
So I was just saying that.
Yeah.
Can we talk about taking inventory? What was you about to transition to?
No.
This is a real quick statement about taking inventory.
No, yeah, say what you got.
Because taking inventory, and I'm just using this as low hanging fruit because it's the easiest analogy that I can use to explain it. I feel like when we talk about doing inventory, a lot of people do inventory to the effect of Walmart. I go to Walmart looking for something, and if it's not on the shelf and I see an employee and I ask, do you have more of these? And they say, if it ain't out here, we ain't got it. That's inventory for it. If it ain't out on the shelf, we ain't got it.
Right.
If I were to go to Target or somewhere else and I didn't see it on the shelf and I saw an employee and I said, do you have some more of these? They would say, let me check in the back. Let me go look in the back first before I say no, we don't have any more of these things. And I feel like most people are not taking that next step to check in the back. They're taking whatever they have on the surface and saying, I've done inventory, this is me, but they haven't really checked in the back. Like, what's in the back? Is it possible that there's more stuff?
Yeah.
Yo, yo.
That was good.
But you was like in the back. I know, but you was like,
no. I won't even. I was legit. I was like, that's good.
Okay,
that's a good analogy.
I'm about to say, God, look.
Yeah, no. I was legit.
Like,
I was
hey,
legit
bro.
listening.
Yeah, like, so. I mean, just take real inventory and really, if you really gonna be serious about sitting within yourself and figuring out, you gotta check. Like, is there anything else? You know, did I turn over every stone? Did I really deal with these things? Am I still bothered by this? Is this still affecting me more than I think it is? Like. Taking real inventory about these things and being serious about it, not just taking it
that's good.
You know what I'm saying, surface level. So people going to say, "Oh, I took inventory," and then move on. But I'm like, really take inventory about yourself.
Yeah, because it's not present right now doesn't mean that it
exactly. Is it on back
not
order?
In the back.
Is it coming? Is it delayed? Like, come on now.
Yeah. No, that's real. I like that. I'm gonna have to incorporate that.
Yeah. Apparently, unbeknownst to me, I've been told that I've always had a lace and a male in my life. So prior to you all,
oh, you wouldn't have made it this far, brother. I can tell you that right now. There's been something that has interceded on your behalf to get you here, bruh. Because I don't know how you made it. Sometimes I wonder how you tie your shoes in the morning, to be honest with you.
Come on, late. Is there anything good about
I'm
this?
just saying, no, you all right. You all right.
Yo, I was about to go down the lane, but I do want to say this. So Melvin shares with me this word, and I gladly receive. First of all, I gladly receive. Tag on it. The word.
I'm just listening.
The
Go
word.
ahead.
We're cooked. We're cooked. Okay.
I'm just cooked.
The word that was given, it was right on the money. And whenever, first of all, I want you to have a license to be like, hey, if the Lord gave you something, because just know this. If he told you something about me, if it doesn't automatically apply where I can't see it and apply, I'm praying on it. I'm gonna pray on it like God, you know how I need to apply that. So please feel free to do that, and I hope that you feel free that I do the same. So Mel shares this great word, and then 3 texts later. Dang, the Lord don't tell you nothing about me, nigga.
I did say that.
Lace definitely felt left out.
He definitely did feel left out.
I'm trying to make the prayer journal. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to in the prayer journal. You know what I mean? Like,
when he shares a word for me, I'll make sure I pass it along.
I appreciate that.
Well, you do have a word. I know you pressed for time. Let me say this real quick. And I actually said this in our chat too. Is the sense of, and this goes back to a conversation we've had way before, is that Lace, you got a calling on your life. You got a calling on your life, and you may not realize how impactful your life is to other people, but it really is. And the scripture that the Lord gave to me probably about a month and a half ago, and I reiterate, I've already told you this. Yeah, I'm just saying this is for wax. I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor a seed begging for bread. And I think that really applies to you because there's another chat that we're part of. I think it's called 1.5 Saints or something like that, 2.5 Saints, something like that, where Lace is qualifying himself as a half of a saint. But, okay, let's say, for instance, Lace is a half of a saint. The blessings that the Lord has given you are blessings that you yourself could not have generated or earned.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And because of that, there has to be something bigger than your perspective of yourself that that is working in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Appreciate you. The nigga get God in your life. Let's go. For real.
Laser esteems himself so much that word would not have been for you at all. The one that I had to give to Troy. Because
absolutely.
Troy be
Yeah, that's
struggling with
definitely
esteeming.
not. That's definitely Troy's word.
Affirmation and
that's
esteeming,
definitely
that was
Troy's
definitely
word.
for Troy. That was nowhere near close to what.
But it could be in some aspect, you know what I'm saying, in other aspects of what life has thrown my way in navigating.
Okay.
Getting over yourself in a sense of not being comparative and those kind of things. So you can view it from multiple
Okay.
lenses.
All right,
yeah. So,
I
but
got
I needed to be directly from the Lord told me to tell you this about you.
specifically.
Yeah,
Right. Which I also didn't want to do because as much as I've grown up in church, I have hated to see people walk up to people and say, God told me to tell you. And it don't be nothing God told you to tell them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't be nowhere near close to any situation that they dealing with, or people just prophesying over people that ain't got nothing to do with their life or situation. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to just be walking up to people saying, God told me to tell you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But if you being intentional though,
I know
that could be
the
working through you to get the message to.
I know.
You know.
Anybody ever told you you have a prophetic gifting?
He don't have that. He don't have that.
We are uplifting our brothers. We are literally uplifting our brothers. The moment I uplift someone,
he don't have. Nah, I'm messing.
So to be truthfully honest, yes, it was prophesied over me that is my gift, because I used to be I don't want to say afraid, because you know when you get in church and you say one spiritual thing and everyone's like, oh, you're going to be a pastor.
Right.
Everyone thinks the calling on their life is to be a pastor, and I have no interest in being a pastor. I don't want to be no pastor, apostle, none of that. So whenever I would have a situation like that and people was speaking over me, I literally would not like run away from it, but I try to hide because I don't want to be in nobody's pulpit, teaching none of that. Like I've held that forever. I don't want to do that. So then like all the times the gifts would come up, and some of them look similar. And you'd be like, please don't ask me to do that. Like I don't want to do that. Please don't ask me to do that. But then through time it was like revealed, like, no, the gift is prophecy. It's not to be a teacher, a pastor, or anything like that. And even still, I don't always operate in it because of I don't want to be walking up to people saying, God told me to tell you X, Y, and Z. So a lot of what I say doesn't come in that form. Like I just say it, and then sometimes people are like, they not unbelievable, but they think it's crazy that sometimes I can put words to feelings that people can't articulate, and it's not me. Like sometimes I say stuff and I'm like, this didn't come from me. I know it didn't come from me. I'm not that smart. But yes, and I'm gonna stop looking at Lace.
Why?
Well, Lace, I mean,
like, legit.
I'm gonna stop looking
there
at
is
Lace.
proof. There's actually proof of the prophetic, of a prophetic message.
Yeah.
Literally the majority of our viral videos are of you on like one whole minute of just talking, just you. That's a prophetic gift. Now, how you using it is different, you know what I'm saying? But it's still a prophetic gift in the sense of you're able to speak truth when people don't, because that's what part of what prophecy is, speaking truth when people need to hear the truth.
Yeah.
It's a lot of layers. I mean, it also has to do with the fact that I'll be saying all the time, like, people don't listen to me anyway. So because I be already believing that people don't listen to me, I don't be as inclined to share.
Sound like that P word to me.
Anyway,
let me say
Sound
this.
like that P word to me.
What's the P word? Oh, wow.
It might be.
I'm saying, like, because again, the same message that you gave Troy. Get over yourself.
I'm just saying.
If you go walk in, if you go walk in, prophesy Brown the third. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say that I want to do that.
It don't matter though, because you may not want to do it, but you're obviously doing it in a way. So that, like I said, the get over yourself message can be applied from an insecurity, can be applied from I think I'm better than, I think I want to be worthy of, etc. The get over yourself is applicable across the board. If you got the gift, you go use it regardless. So
that's true.
And to what you just said, you said that half the time when I speak, it feel like people don't listen anyway. I think that's what think that's what the word said about the prophets.
Facts.
When Lazarus, there's two Lazaruses in the New Testament, but the one that went to hell was speaking. He was in Abraham's bosom, I believe, and he was speaking to someone else, and he was like, "Hey, go tell my brothers
so they don't come here.
That they don't come here.
Get right."
And the reply back was, "They got the prophets.
Yeah.
If they don't want to listen to them,
They go. That's on them.
So, prophesy.
Yeah.
It's been your boy T-Dot Roy, Melly Mel, Life
Prophesy
Coach Lace.
Brown. Prophesy Brown.
It's the Manly D's podcast. We out.
We out.